British Central Broadcast UK. This is London, and here are the headlines. EU Commission President and not very good Princess Diana lookalike, Ursula von der Leyen, has managed to procure enough UK-made COVID-19 vaccinations to inoculate all of Europe 10 times over, by saying the word please, as opposed to her normal method of diplomatic request that involves all British diplomats to the EU being rounded up, placed in her cauldron and then boiled in vinegar. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has received plaudits from the British public for his part in ensuring there will be no vaccine war between Britain and the EU, resulting in a soaring performance in the opinion polls. And later today, the Prime Minister is expected to be lifted off of the barrel from which he has been bent over for the entire duration of the negotiations. And now over to the ongoing vaccine row between the UK and France. For 3 days, Michael Gove has remained motionless, standing on the cliffs of Dover staring across the English Channel at France with an angry and menacing look on his bespectacled face. A purposeful pose which the French government in Brussels has taken as a deliberate act of hostility. In response to Michael Gove's provocative stationary act of aggression, Emmanuel Macron is currently standing on the docks at Calais, facing across the English Channel towards the UK with a grimace on his face and shirt lifted showing his taut abs, in a move which is expected to further destabilise the region as relations between France and Britain go into negative territory. And in breaking news, the deteriorating relations between Britain and France has taken a turn for the worse, as footage is coming in showing that Michael Gove has taken a bodybuilder's pose and spat in the direction of France. In response, the French have adopted DEFCON 1, and Macron is expected to clench his pectoral muscles in time with the can-can. And we can now confirm that the United States has also entered the fray in an attempt to reinstate calm in their position as international peacemakers. American President Joe Biden is now standing on the edge of Long Island, making karate chops in the air in the general direction of Europe and the United Kingdom, with the president occasionally falling over whilst attempting to emulate the crane kick from the original Karate Kid film. However, it looks like the involvement of the United States in this international breakdown of diplomacy may have triggered a wider conflict, which threatens to engulf the whole world, as new reports on Russia's state media are showing a nuclear submarine heading to sea and crashing through the waves, with Vladimir Putin in his underpants showing off his calf muscles with intermittent clenches of his thighs. The Pope is expected to take to his Vatican throne shortly to call for calm in the face of these aggressive acts, while stroking a cat on his lap and whistling the theme tune to Dallas. In other news, the inhabitants of the sea are making their way onto land with specially adapted breathing apparatus designed by Elon's Tusk. Using his crustacean-to-human translator, Mr. Derek Lobster, who has lived at a respectable depth just off the Cornish coast for most of his life, told Central Broadcast UK, "The opportunity arose for myself, my wife and our 86,000 children to become American citizens after Joe Biden said that anyone can be an American, so we would be stupid not to take him up on his kind offer. Most of my family have been put out of work because nobody eats us anymore, what with all this plant-based malarkey going on. So we felt we needed to reinvent ourselves, with my wife retraining as a seagull, and I will be starting my first day as a tour guide in Vegas next week." An unknown survivor of the Titanic has been named as Florence Bishop from Knightsbridge. Florence, who was 103 when the Titanic went down, has been revived after recently being thawed from the iceberg which hit the doomed ocean liner. Miss Bishop said, "I was only trying to get the captain to swing by the iceberg so I could get some ice for my gin and tonic. The rest is history." Tony Blair has written his updated autobiography and changed the title to "How I Got Away With It" and 50 Things You Can Do With a Lemon That Won't Result in Hospitalisation. Captured EU fishermen who venture into British waters are to be reclassified as fish bait for the new and emerging market for shark in the UK. And a camel with a dislocated hip has opened a new driving school in Glasgow. And now for the weather. It will be absolutely beautiful everywhere, my darlings. Finally, if you would like to watch Chris Whitty walk up to an invading army and sing "Row, row, row your boat," press like. And if you would not like to receive free Martian seaweed sandwich fillings for life, please press both the subscribe button and the little bell that lets you know every time we put up a new video, and also gives advance warning of the presence of the Angel of Death. Thank you and good night.